applause for Shane, who is volunteering to go first.
This is, I'm not a public speaker. This is how much I wanted the PHP hat. So, has anybody heard of NativePHP? Yeah, most of you guys? Cool, you've heard of it? So those that have not, NativePHP is a way to build native desktop applications, Windows, Mac, Linux, etc. Created by Simon Hemp several years ago. Marcel Posiot spoke about it at Laracon 2023. You can check out the videos on that stuff on YouTube. Who am I? Shane. That's me without a mustache. I'm a father. I've been doing Laravel stuff since 2013-ish. Currently, I'm just freelancing, though I've worked with some bigger companies, Pfizer, and some big stuff in South Carolina a while ago. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Jason Beggs, I was the last hire that you made at New Image in Tampa, so there's that. I'm also on a podcast called The Bucket with Simon Hamp and Stephen Fox, who I met here last PHP meetup. And then I've got a YouTube channel called Laravel Online. I haven't posted there in a while, but I've got several videos. Actually, it started with NativePHP a while ago. I'm also a pilot, instrument rated. It means I can fly in the clouds legally. This is me landing in Asheville a few years ago, I guess. This is right after I got my license. It's a Piper Arrow 3, so it's retractable landing gear complex, which is kind of fun. And I greased the landing, so I'm showing that off. Pilots, like if they can go any day and at least tell one person that they're... Land safely? I landed safely, yep. I did walk away from this one, right? I'm also into photography. I do 3D printing, lawn care. My son's in the Boy Scouts. I'm a leader in the Boy Scouts. Like going to concerts, travel, play music, speak Spanish, learning Russian, due to my girlfriend probably. And yeah, lots of hobbies. But we're here for, oh, actually, this is my living room right now. Printing this ship. It's like 2 feet wide and 2 feet tall. It's pretty fun. So I've been playing around with that stuff and like learning how to like do some custom stuff on these things that you can find online, which is kind of cool. But NativePHP. And I was going to talk about NativePHP, but actually I'm going to demo NativePHP. But I'm not going to demo NativePHP for Mac. I'm going to do it for iOS, which is, I think, probably the first question that I had, and what most people probably had, when they hear about you can build native applications with Laravel apps, right? Like, well, can I do an iPhone app or Android? And I've been talking to Simon a lot about this, and he's been like, it's coming soon. And there's some people that were like, it's never going to be possible, but they figured out a way. So that is that. So we'll do a demo. Let me do a couple things here. This is, so I have permission from Simon, who's talking at Laracon EU in a couple weeks. I have permission to show some of the stuff. I just can't show any of the code that turns this into an iPhone app, but I can show it kind of working, which is fun. Let me just reseed my database locally here. He came up with this idea for an app that's just like basic trivia stuff, and they were using this. He was using this third-party API that it was very slow. It's throttled to just download questions and answers and stuff. And so I was like, why don't we just make a command that just sucks them into a database and seeds that, and we just serve that up through an API. So we did that with Laravel Cloud. He had access. He invited me in. I don't have direct access to this yet, but hopefully it's coming soon. And I'm not demoing Laravel Cloud at all. I'm just showing that all of the data that we're going to be interfacing with is coming from Cloud, and this command just came out. And can I just copy this? Is there a way to rerun commands? I can just copy that, I guess. All right. So that's going to migrate fresh and add a couple users to the table and then suck in all this, like 100 questions from this third-party app. While we're doing that, this seems a little small. That's a little bit better. So I'm going to wait a minute for that to go through. Shouldn't take very long. All right, all set. All right. So, basic, easy demo. We're gonna log in. Like I said, I've got a, and this could be any application. I've already got a user set up in the cloud. So if I log in here, I should be able to say good evening, Shane, daily pursuit, and create a new game. So that went out, it sucked in like 10 questions and gave me the share code. And I think that's partly where I want to start demonstrating this. So in Xcode, I have this project where my current Laravel project is symlinked into this demo folder. And it is set up with my phone. So I'm just gonna build this, and let's see if I can mirror my phone at the same time. Well, let's turn notifications off just in case.
You don't need to check your bank account and all that stuff right now, or
No,
whatever.
I'm good.
Good time for that stuff.
Actually, no, I'm just kidding. Here we go. All right, so this is building the application, and it's putting on my phone, and now I have this daily pursuit app.
Oh, wow.
The first time it loads up, it's a little bit slow. Actually, that was a little bit faster than usual. And because I deleted the app, so one of the things that I've had to learn how to do was like, well, for example, the whole point of this app is to like, you have two players, you share the code, and they can both do the same trivia questions, right? So I was doing that locally, but it kept showing that I already answered the questions, even though I was logged in as a different player, but it's because I was sharing the same database. So there's a separate database on my phone that gets wiped every time that I uninstall the app. So here is, where'd it go? We'll create a new player here. Call him Bogdan. Bog@don.com. Is that okay? Password is password. We'll register. Cool. And so now from the app, I can join an existing game. I can type in the code, the share code here. Join the game. And it should just start playing the game. So I thought we could play this together, but it goes really fast. And really the point of this is not to play the trivia game. But I just want to get through this so we can show a little bit more. Oh, I'm doing horrible. I'm also not reading them, so. I got one.
That's cool. That's a native iOS app.
It's a native app, right. Yeah, and that's kind of the majority of the demo. I'll play it here too, so we can see just things. It's really just showing the API. It's not really anything specific to PHP on iOS. One of the things that I thought would be really nice was, you know, if you get it right, it flashes the light, or it buzzes every time you get one wrong, or something like that to demonstrate some of this stuff. Also, it'd be really nice to have a share code. You have a share code to hit share, and it does some native sharing and stuff like that. Unfortunately, and from my understanding, the way that it's all working is Simon's built an extension for PHP, and they're having to write the whole library to interface with every single part of the phone that you would want to natively interface with. But they are doing that, and I don't know if anybody saw this today. Marcel posted this earlier, and it looks like he did actually get some of that working. So it's not available, it's not on the repo yet, but you can actually do some native share, and then he does like an alert, I think. So all that's coming. And I guess they're also building this out. They just started. Simon hasn't alluded much to it yet, but I think they're already starting with Android stuff. There's that. I did ask Simon if he wanted me to share any links. He said, yep, please direct anybody that's interested in supporting this or just wants early access to it. Go to nativephp.com/iOS. You can take a look. You can get access to doing Laravel apps, turning right into actual apps today.
Woohoo!
Wow.
That's it.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. Do you have time for QA?
Yeah. I don't know if I'll know any answers, but
You need the answer.
Yeah.
Man. So what happens, like ultimately, like there's a legit Laravel application running in iOS, or like it gets compiled down. I don't know if you can get into details. Like, what happens?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
Okay.
No. I haven't looked into I haven't dug into the code yet. Honestly, it took me like last weekend, I think, to build out the majority of this app, and I was just so excited that we could actually do it, because if you follow Simon, he's posting stuff like every day. He's teasing stuff, and he's showing a little bit less than what is actually real out there, at least until recently. I think today he actually started showing some stuff that's like, so he showed like the whole process of going through, and how much can I say? But he started going through the process, I'll say this, going through the process of getting it actually approved by the App Store. And I think that was like a major hiccup, getting the binaries for PHP into an app in the App Store. You'll have to live stream his talk in February to see if that went through or not, I think. And but yeah, it's really cutting edge stuff the way I look at it. And to me, I'm looking at like Laravel and Laravel developers. This is like our bread and butter, right? This is what we do all day, every day. If we can build native iPhone and Android apps, to me, that's like, there's gold there. Like that's a huge, huge win. Not just Windows and Mac and Linux apps, but iPhone, and I mean, that's, yeah. So unfortunately, when I was building this, I got maybe 75% done. I'm like, this is just like a web app. So it doesn't really demonstrate talking natively, but I was really happy to see Marcel post that this morning. So they are underway with actually writing the functions to interface with Swift from PHP.
That's awesome.
React Native would be scared.
What's that?
React Native would be scared.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, it's just another reason to bring more people into Laravel, if they do this. So, yeah.
Do you know if it sounds like there's an early access program, but you know if there's like a game plan to have it like open source? I don't know, did Simon or...
He's talked about that. I don't know if he's come to a conclusion yet what he wants to do. I think part of the talk at Laracon EU is he's going to be announcing some cool stuff, and it's trying to get more people looking at this so that there's more support, more development for it. I think part of that too is trying to see like what is the real potential here, and sometimes you don't know until you go down that road pretty far. I just feel like there's a lot of potential here. Some people are like, why would any enterprise company move from React Native, for example, over to Laravel? And I think there can be arguments made for existing companies to move over, but I think that new companies that don't have apps yet can also benefit from having the same development team working kind of on the same stuff and just translate it into their native app without having to learn or maintain 2 languages, 2 repos, etc. Maybe 2 repos, or multiple repos. But I think there's just the fact that it's not been done and it's being done is pretty cool to me.
That's great. I think overall, just this native PHP stuff, even for Mac and other platforms, is like revolutionary.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know the other framework like this?
I don't know. No.
PHP, by the way, I don't know, in recent years has like skyrocketed and like, being attractive. So this is certainly very attractive.
When I first started Laravel, I worked with this C# guy, and he was like, you're wasting your time. This is in 2012, 2011, something like that. He's like, dude, just stop. Stop now. I started on PHP. Yeah, C#, maybe C++ also, but he was like, you're wasting your time. If you're going to learn something, learn a real language. And I'm like, This is 5.6. I mean, we were stuck there for a long time, if you remember. And it's cool to see things exploding. I mean, in the last 5 years, I think even before that, we started to see it a little bit. So, yeah. Anything else?
Is it currently like just Xcode, or you said that the whole Laravel project's symlinked in? Do you know anything about the plans for like what the project structure might look like? Is it like, oh, you just add this to your Laravel app, or is it?
That is the plan. So right now, NativePHP exists as I think it's in the NativePHP namespace, but it's a library, composer, require, and you bring it in, and then when you run the install command, it'll move folders around as you need it to, and that's actually I'm supposed to be starting to work on that part for Simon, but he's like, look, if you don't get to it, it's fine, because it's basically everything they're already doing in NativePHP. They're just doing with some different stuff. So they'll bring like Xcode projects into your Laravel app, and then when you install it, it'll put things where you need it to go, and then open it in Xcode and hit play and build, and you kind of have the same experience I've got here.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Anybody else? All right, well, thank you, Shane.
Where's my hat?
Where's your hat? We did it the hat.